too, Bones, Layla said, calling Crispin by his vampire name instead of the one he'd been born with. What I have to say is for Ian alone. Crispin's features drew together until he duplicated Vlad's scowl. I hardly see why that's necessary. Vlad's sharp laugh sliced the air. If I couldn't convince her to change her mind, you think you have a chance? Crispin looked as if he did. Before he could open his mouth, Ian pushed him toward the door. Don't start a row, mate. Don't know what you're fussing about. I can tell you what she says afterward. You didn't before. Crispin's voice was tight. You refused, despite that refusal, endangering your life. Phantom pain stabbed the back of Ian's head. He managed not to flinch. He'd shared much of what he remembered about the past month with Crispin, but not this. Things have changed, Ian replied. What Crispin didn't know, he couldn't fret about. Go on. The faster you leave, the faster we'll have answers. Crispin looked at Layla. Her expression hardened into a perfect mask of, you don't stand a chance. He sighed in defeat, then followed Vlad as the Impaler, after a final glance at his wife, also left the room. Let's tour the dungeons, Ian heard Vlad say. I have a sudden urge to stab something with a hot poker. Layla shut the doors, cutting off whatever Crispin's response was. Ian waited until he was sure Crispin and Vlad were far enough away, then said, Spill, to the lovely brunette. What's the last thing you remember from the time you spent helping me and Vlad? Layla asked him. Driving away while wanting to kill your husband, Ian replied, shrugging. Don't know why. I can't remember much of the month after that, either, except for the slivers shoved into my mind a few days ago from a creature I'm fairly certain was the Grim Reaper. But those memories mostly consist of the woman who married me, then fled, and ignored his repeated calls and texts in the 3 nights and 4 days since. Why? Another clear memory he had was of Veritas shouting, Don't go! At him, with the same blindingly intense emotion he felt for her. Yet she'd abandoned him when he'd been at his weakest, and he had no idea why. If you have more to add, be quick about it, Ian went on. You've already cost me 2 days looking for her by insisting this meeting be in person. This isn't the kind of news you relay by text or over the phone, Layla said softly. Does it have to do with Dagon? When Layla's eyes widened, Ian grunted. Crispin told me Veritas warned him that a demon named Dagon was after me. Happen to know what I did to brush him off? Layla looked away. No, but Dagon really hated you, and you avoided him with a warding spell until you thought Mencaries had been murdered. Murdered? By whom? Layla edged away from the new harshness in his tone. Then a sparking line of white extended from her right hand, a reminder of the voltage running all through her body. The lights in the room also briefly dimmed, as she pulled power from them, too. She was readying herself in case he attacked. Must be very bad news indeed. A group of necromancers had the power to kill me, she replied in a steady voice. They told Vlad they would, unless he killed Mencaries for them. Vlad faked Mencaries' death to buy time to find them, but you were there when Vlad made the supposed execution video, and you didn't know the person Vlad killed was only glamoured to look like Mencaries. So when you saw what you thought was Mencaries' body, you cut off your protective ward to summon Dagon. He came, and you sold your soul in exchange for Mencaries' life. At that, her voice cracked. I saw it, but I couldn't stop you. I'm so sorry, Ian. So very, very sorry. She kept speaking, reiterating apologies, regrets, and other platitudes he paid no attention to. He was too stunned by sold your soul. He would have sworn she was lying, except his vampire sire,